So let me ask you this: how often do you want to meet with your potential clients? With your clients, is it once a week, once a month, twice a month? Your curriculum is when you meet with somebody, what you're telling them is, hey, I have a 12-week program. What I'm going to do is help you get unstuck in your business. This is a business productivity program. Productivity specifically for women entrepreneurs. Each and every week, we're going to go through I'm going to train you on a particular topic, and then we're going to help you get unstuck in your business so you can start moving again and you can start generating income for your business.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like. I'll help you start making progress in your business. Right? So maybe they've been procrastinating on starting an idea. Maybe they've been procrastinating on getting their LLC. Maybe they've been procrastinating on reaching out to clients. Maybe they've been procrastinating on finishing their book or whatever it is, right? But they have a business that they're stuck in and they've been procrastinating.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So now when you're on the call, what you're telling them is, hey, I have this 12-week program. It's these are some of the topics that we're going to go over. You don't have to name all of the topics. You just name some of the core things, right? Maybe you name like the top 3 things and say, hey, listen, we got 9 other topics we're going to go over as well. And we're going to meet once a week. And what we're going to do is we're going to schedule which times they meet. Preferably, if you can meet the same day and the same time every week, that's better because you're building habits within people. But if you can't, that's fine. You can say, hey, listen, each and every week, just put a date on my calendar. Here's my Calendly link. Boom. You have a private Calendly link just for your clients, just like how we have, right? So you say, so you send it to them, and you say, hey, for the next 12 weeks, I want you to put a day on my calendar every week for the next 12 weeks. Make them schedule it out in advance.
Okay.
So now, boom, they got all 12 weeks on your calendar. Now it's just about meeting every week, training them on a call for about 20 minutes. So let's say whatever your topic is, you train them, and then for the remaining 40 minutes of the call, you help them with their topic particularly. You help them specific with what they whatever they need help in. And the reason why you do that is because a lot of times people in our industry, all they're doing is just asking questions and talking, but when you have clients, sometimes they're not going to do the homework that you ask them to do, right? You're going to be like, okay, my goal is to help you get stuck. And first thing I want you to do is listen. The reason you're getting stuck is because you're trying to write 10 pages a day. What I want you to do is write a paragraph a day, right? So let's say that was one of your suggestions to somebody that you help with their business. And then let's say, so you say, okay, by the time we get here next week, you should have 2 pages done. But the next time you see them, they only got a half page done. They're going to be like, damn, I know Andrea's going to ask me about this. Oh my God, I'm not ready. Oh, so right, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to be dreading it. And you never want your clients dreading getting on a call with you, because that means that they might cancel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, so you don't want them to do that. So in order so they can be excited about the call, you're also going to teach and train on the call.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So when you get on the call, you train and say, okay, the topic of this week, we're going to focus on time management, right? And then so then you train and give them maybe like 1 or 2 good principles on time management. And then you go into, okay, let's get to the next steps of where we're at. Okay, how did you do this past week? And then you just coach them like this is your topic, right? I mean, this is your expertise, so you just coach them on how to be productive.
Okay.
At that point, and then literally you go through the 12 weeks, and then as you get to the end of the 12 weeks, you see if they want to renew. You see if they want to renew. Some people will, some people may not. Or you can say, or if you have something else to offer them, you can offer them that. But just starting off right now, you can say, hey, I will end it at the end of the 12 weeks. I would say, hey, I'm gonna be coming out with some other products and services. So I think that'll be very helpful for you. But for right now, you've made some great progress. But I see that there's this other area that you need help in. So always try to re them up. Right.
Okay.
Gotcha. But literally, that's it. The main thing about this is you just starting off is phone calls for right now. You don't have that much because what I don't want and this is what I was telling somebody else this other day too. What I don't want us to get caught up is this perfectionism thing. To where you feel like I gotta have this in place, I gotta have the group, I gotta have all these videos in place, and then you look up and it's like, damn, I've been making an investment for the last 3 months and I haven't been making no money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to get caught up in that. I want everybody to get caught up in that. Understand that you can literally get clients today. Today. The mix, but you gotta set time aside in your schedule each day, and you gotta figure out, and you have to find people who are potential clients. So I'm gonna give you 2 strategies to do that. One strategy is whoever likes your page, all right, maybe you do a live, maybe you post a video photo. So those are people to find. That's one. Second thing you did, and this is what I did with E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, and actually it's so funny. This is how E.T. really started knowing who I was. So one of the things that I did was I literally went to E.T.'s page, and I know for a fact that E.T. has he has hundreds of comments. He can't answer everybody.
Right.
But I can. Right? I got time. He don't got that kind of time. Right? So one of the things that I was doing is people were asking questions under his comments because I help coaches and I help speakers. So I know for a fact if you're a speaker, you're a coach. Right? And it was some people who were coaches too. Right? So I said, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in his comments every day and I'm gonna add value. So literally, like minimum, I wouldn't leave unless I answered at least like 20 people. And somebody says, "Oh wow, I love this, but I'm confused on how to get started, or I've been struggling with productivity, or I've been trying to figure out how to have confidence." Right? But the key was, I would comment, but I would make sure before I commented that they were my ideal audience.
Okay.
Because anytime somebody likes your page or replies to a comment that you put somewhere, what's the first thing that you're gonna do?
Check to see if they're my target audience.
Not you, yes, you, but I'm saying like just in general, like if somebody likes your photo or somebody comments, what are you gonna do?
Go to their page or their profile.
Bingo. Now imagine if you did that 50 times a day.
Right.
You would literally have 50 people visiting your page every day. One, that's how I got that's part of one of the ways that I got my followers up initially. Right? And then 2, I'm commenting back and forth. So ET was getting like 100 notifications from me every day. Right? Yo, he was getting so many notifications, yo. And I remember just one day he just followed me back, like, yo, this dude is on he's on my comments every day. You know what I mean? And it was that, and I was investing with him and stuff like that too. But it was yeah, but literally like that's what I would do, right? So once you run out, because you might be like, damn, I posted and I ran out of people to reach out to, but I got a whole hour here. Now that's when you find new people and then you just start replying. So one of the things, so actually, you know what? We're gonna I'm gonna do. I talked about this in a previous call, but I'm gonna do this on another call, to where I want you to find 3 women who train your ideal audience. Like, who are the top 3 people in your space that has the same exact audience as you?
Okay.
The reason I want you to do that is so you can do this exact thing I just said.
Okay.
You can go on their page and do that. Okay? But literally that's it. And then as time goes on, you just keep adding elements to the program. Like the PCS program, like we just getting started. I probably like where it's gonna be a year from now, you're gonna be like, yo, when I joined, we didn't even have that. We wasn't even doing that. Right?
Right.
So it's gonna be the same thing for your program. Like a year, like a month from now, a year from now, your program is gonna look completely different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you don't have to have that to start.
Okay. Is there a video on pricing or no? Or is there a general price point I can start?
Yeah, we talked about pricing. So just go to the. Do you know how to do the keyword search, the PCS search? So literally just type in price or pricing, and then we've talked about. I don't think we did a whole call on it, but I've touched on it in different videos on how to figure out your price. But I'll give you a quick rule of thumb on pricing. So from a pricing perspective, it all depends on how long your call is and what you're giving them. So right now, because you're just basically you're just coaching them every week on the phone. I would start off with a lower price point. I would say maybe anything under $300. Let's just say.
Okay.
Right, for 12 weeks of coaching. But as you start to add more elements, meaning when you say, hey, every call is going to be recorded and I'm going to give you that, that's more of your time now.
Okay.
Now you got to record it and you got to send them the link. So that's going to drive up the price a little bit. That might drive it up to $350. Just doing that, right? You might add a community. You might add a Facebook group, right? You might say every session is going to come with a workbook. Which, by the way, you give every session like a worksheet. By the way, every session, everybody, when if you decide to do worksheets, every person gets the same exact worksheets.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't got to recreate it. But you might say the worksheets. You might add, some kind of community element to it. You might give them a bone. I don't know. You might have T-shirts you want to give them. I don't know, right? But whatever you decide, everything that you add, and the bigger that your brand grows, the more expensive it's gonna become.
Okay.
Right. So like you in at the ground floor, but 2 years from now it's gonna be a completely different thing.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? 2 years from now it's gonna be different, right? We might not.
I really didn't expect it to be at the price point that it is now. I was like, oh my god, I need to start like yesterday.
You feel what I'm saying? Like and I get that a lot, and that's cool because I love. Right now, like I'm at the phase where I love seeing people like really like you like get it and like yes I got it, I'm understanding, right, and I'm seeing that, you know what I mean. But like as my brand grows and and as I continue to work with higher level clientele and I become more known, just by the nature of volume, it's going to be harder to get in contact with me. I mean, y'all been rocking with me, so y'all good, but it's going to be harder to do that. And then also, it's going to cost more, right? Just like if you're trying to, anybody can just call ET. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, what I mean? You can't just do that, right? But that's just because now you've grown. He has millions of fans and followers now, so he literally cannot do that, right? So, so it's the same thing, right? So when we grow, we continue to add things.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Does that help?
Yes, it helps a lot. And I know I'm an overthinker. I told you that. And I told my husband that too. So I was like, I need to talk to him to kind of see how I'm in my own way. And so, yeah, it definitely helped. So I'm going to start doing the coaching calls.
There you go.
I'm excited. So how long do you, one last question, how long do you kind of monitor what you have or what you're doing to see if maybe, okay, this is not something that people want, or this is not, or, I need to start tweaking this. How long do you kind of?
Oh, love that. No, that's a great question. So basically what you're talking is what we call an offer, right? So is how do I tweak my offer to see if that's what people really want. So so with that, I would probably say, maybe I would say maybe 10 initially I think is good, right? Like you have 10 conversations. Let's say if you book 10 appointments. And all 10 people say no or they don't do it for some reason, you might be like, damn, like is what I'm offering pretty good? So this is when you might start saying, okay, instead of doing a 12-week program, I might meet with them once a week and it's going to be ongoing. Or this is when you say, you know what, let me add some touch points. So like anything that you see that I'm doing with the program, steal it. Like you can steal it.
Okay.
Right? So you might be like, you know what? Maybe they need a group element to it. So that's when you might say, you know what? Not only are you going to get the 12 weeks with me, but we actually have a community of other women, other female entrepreneurs that you can connect with. So if that might be the additional element, because they're like, you know what? That's great because I've been saying that I need to surround myself with a community. So you know what I'm saying? So you might need to figure out what are other elements that you need to add in order to make it interesting or enticing for somebody to say yes. That might mean an additional webinar. That might mean that might mean anything, like anything that you want to give an additional checklist. It might be an additional call. It might be a live event. Like I've given away I've included like bonuses as like a live event ticket. I've included a bonus as like I say, hey, you know what? I'm starting up this new I'm doing a webinar that's going to be on this topic, and hey, you're going to get this webinar, and I didn't even create the webinar yet. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do a webinar on this day on this topic, and as that webinar, really, when I sell it, I'm thinking about selling it, and it's probably going to retail for $100, but because you decided to join, I'm going to give you that bonus for free, right? So you feel what I'm saying? So now that makes it more enticing.
Okay.
So that's all it is, but you just continue to change the offer and see what people want, and once you hit on it, you just do more of that.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna be getting into action, so I'll let you know how things go.
I know you will. All right. Talk soon, dear. Take care.
Okay.
All right.